Okay guys, hopefully we're back. Sorry about that. Had a phone call came in that knocked out the audio. Still 2-1 Raptors, 8:19 left in the second. Got Anthony carrying the puck behind the net. Carrying it in, chips it up into the neutral zone. Comes over to Cape Fear, they send it up along the boards. They end up connecting, make a little toe drag around Hoover, back check by Waldron. They get a shot off, but it goes high. Turning over to Wolf. Wolf looking to carry it forward, but met there by a defender. Wolf still scrapping for it. Good. Chips it forward up to Felmy. A little bit too far for Felmy. Oh, makes it through the stick. They would have had a good chance there, Waldron and Felmy together. Chipped it forward off the stick of Felmy. Into the zone. They carrying it into the neutral zone. Waldron swapping out for DiLorenzo. DiLorenzo hauling back into the middle. Ooh, a shot on Medlin and a save. Sorry guys, I'm going to zoom back in here a little bit too, try to get the feed a little better. All right, draw coming in the Raptor zone. We got DiLorenzo, Anthony, Felmy, Wolf, and Hoover. DiLorenzo wins the draw, gathers it himself, but loses it to the Cape Fear player. They send a shot on the net, goes a little bit wide. Kick saved by Medlin. DiLorenzo scrapping for it behind the net. Puck still loose behind the net. Cape Fear tries to send it in front, but doesn't make it through traffic. Anthony puts his knee down, ends up kicking it to the side. The shot goes off of Medlin. Oh, can't quite cover. The puck's still loose over there on the side. Medlin's able to cover. 7:09 left in the second. 2-1 Raptors. Good to see McPhee coming back on the ice here. We got McPhee, Waldron, McLam, Anthony, and Hoover. Waldron wins the draw back into the corner and it goes to Anthony. Anthony tied up along the corner. Waldron tries to get it, but fans on the pass forward, so met there by two defenders. Anthony's right there to meet him. Puck gets chucked in, but Hoover gathers it on her stick and sends it forward. Goes to McPhee. McPhee makes a drag to try to get out of the zone, loses possession. Still going backwards to try to make the crosser, but Hoover's right there. Hoover sends it down into the corner. She hustles over to gather it. She's carrying it forward. Goes off of her stick. It goes to the stick of Waldron. Waldron carrying it forward. He loses possession before he gets into the zone. Able to chip it in. Down here to the defender. Cape Fear tries to send it forward. Met there by Hoover. Hoover tries to keep it in, but it squeaks through her legs. Cape Fear uses some speed to gain the zone. Back check by McPhee. Toe drag across Anthony, but they lose possession down into the corner. Goes off of the stick of Anthony, so be able to chip it forward. Puck's flying loose. Hand gathered by Cape Fear right there at Hoover's feet. Hoover chips it out. Goes to the defender. A shot and goes just a little bit wide of Medlin. Another shot goes behind Medlin. Over to the stick of McPhee. McPhee gathers. Chips it forward. Going to go over to the stick of McLam. McLam and Waldron have a chance to enter the zone. Goes a little bit wide. Off the stick of McLam. Oh, met right there in the center. Waldron breaks it back up. Tries to carry it forward. Possession still gained by Cape Fear. Carrying into the zone for a shot. Good save by Medlin off of the blocker. Hoover in pursuit in the corner. She sends it forward. Waldron couldn't get it out. Goes back down to the corner to Anthony. Anthony tries to send it forward, but it goes off a weird spot on the boards and chips to the stick of McPhee. Waldron there to try to send it forward, but can't clear again. Sends it up to DiLorenzo, or to McLam. McLam sends it forward, ends up able to clear it into the neutral zone. Gathered by Cape Fear. They send it forward. Anaya comes on the ice, switching out for Waldron. Anaya makes a play to chip it along the side when he takes the player down. No call coming there. Was clean, chips it forward to the stick of McPhee to clear it out of the zone. McPhee's carrying it into the neutral zone. Met there by a defender. Dumps it down in. Gonna make a change. Got Dawson DiLorenzo coming on the ice with Anaya. Hollingworth coming in on the backside, switching out for Aktibarski. Aktibarski gathers it into the neutral zone. It's close enough to dump it. Sends it up to the stick of Anaya. Anaya does a nice crossover to Hollingworth. Hollingworth's gonna bring it down in and get a chance for a shot. Oh, fans on the shot. Able to get a little bit of a body on him before he could get the shot off. Cape Fear down in the corner. Dawson and Anaya in pursuit down here in the corner. They're able to work it up along the boards. Cape Fear carrying it forward, but the pass goes between the leg. Hollingworth's going to be able to gather it in the mid-zone. Makes a nice little chip pass up to Anaya. Anaya carries it into the zone. He's got Dawson on the crosser, but it goes off the thing. Dawson has a chance of shot. Scores! Anaya's shot goes off the pad of the goalie right to Doss's stick, and Doss buries it in the back of the net. 3-1 Raptors, 4:26 left in the second. Just takes a few bounces going our way to turn the game around. Good pursuit there. Anaya made a nice carry into the zone, got the puck on the net. Doss was in a good spot to finish the play. Cape Fear wins the draw. Get it back, goes over to the stick. They send it forward to Hollingworth. Hollingworth plays it forward to Anaya, but a little bit long for him. Hollingworth plays it forward again to Anaya. Up to Doss. Doss carries it into the zone. Chip it out just over the stick of DiLorenzo. Aktiabarski gathers it. Makes a sweep across, goes a little bit off his stick, but still there to break it up. Breaks it up again. Aktiabarski with two good chips to keep it forward. Doss loses an edge, doesn't quite get to the puck. DiLorenzo gathers the puck, sends it on a nice little crosser to dump it into the zone. Anaya's putting the pressure on it to come down deep. Not enough pressure, able to carry it through the zone. DiLorenzo tries to make a swipe at it. They're able to keep it in the zone. Chip back out by Cape Fear and gathered. Aktiabarski runs into the ref. Quite get it there. Oh, a nice crosser by Cape Fear, but nobody was there. Anaya ties the puck up over along the boards. Tries to come through, but Hollingworth meets him there. Keeps the puck tied up. Hollingworth and Anaya along the boards. Hollingworth still chipping at the puck. They try to chip it around Aktiabarski, but he's there to keep it along the back of the board. So they gain possession, try to send a crosser in front, but nobody's there again. Stick comes to Anaya. Anaya's got Doss on the stretch. We can get the pass over to him. A little bit too late of a pass, but ends up sending it through to DiLorenzo, who gets tripped up on the skate. No call coming there. He got tripped coming through. He would have had a nice chance there. Cape Fear sending it along the boards. They're carrying it forward. Aktiabarski makes a nice play to make sure they keep it over there. DiLorenzo carries it behind the boards. He's bringing it out of the zone. Carries it, chips it forward to the neutral zone. Cape Fear makes a sauce over Doss's stick to make it over. They gain possession, carrying it through the zone, pushing it forward. Carrying it into the zone. Aktiabarski and DiLorenzo there to break it up. Backhander and saved by Medlin. Defense is creating enough chaos today to not let Cape Fear get too many easy shots. On the ice, we got Waldron, Hoover, Wolf, Robinson, and Felmley. Waldron wins the draw, gains possession himself, tries to send it forward, but can't clear the zone. Cape Fear dumps it down into the corner for Robinson. Robinson ties it up along the boards. Got a whistle coming here. Call coming on Cape Fear. Raptors going to go on the power play. 2 minutes, 14 seconds left in the second. They were tying up Robinson in the corner, and he drew a penalty. Good chance here for the Raptors. Going to come down in the Cape Fear zone for the draw. Waldron wins the draw back to Robinson. Robinson gains possession, tries to send it over to Wolf. It doesn't quite get enough on the pass. Cape Fear's got their numbers going the other way. Robinson gets a stick in there. Hoover on the back check. Hoover able to break it up a little bit. Wolf's there too to help. Wolf tries to send it forward. Does make a nice pass forward. Goes to the stick of Waldron. Waldron can use his speed, but he's met there. Still has the puck. Gathers it outside the zone. Felmley's going to have to back out of the zone. Waldron carrying into the zone. Not sure why he dumped it there. He had a lot of ice he could have taken. Over to the Cape Fear player. They try to clear it. They do end up clearing it past Robinson, gaining it out of the zone. Hoover there for a nice little chip to tie it up. Hoover and Waldron try to get it cleared. Hoover takes down the defender, and Wolf's there to chip it forward to Waldron. Waldron's carrying the puck, sends it over to Felmley. Goes off the stick of Felmley, but into the zone. Need to keep skating, boys. Felmley in pursuit behind the net. Cape Fear is able to clear. Hoover back behind the net. Ends up taking possession and carrying it. Looking forward, she takes some ice. She's got Felmley and McPhee and McLam. Cooper's got plenty of ice, she takes it herself. Gathering into the zone. Gets a shot that just goes wide. Cape Fear with possession. Goes to the stick of McLam. McLam ties it up. They're able to chip it forward into the neutral zone. McPhee in pursuit on the back check. Let's see what the call is here. I think it was an offsides. Cape Fear making a change. We've got DiLorenzo, McLam, McPhee, Oktiabrski, and Anthony on the ice. DiLorenzo wins the draw. Goes a little bit too far forward from McLam. McLam in pursuit. Cape Fear gathers it in the neutral zone. They end up trying to chip it forward. They do, and able to dump it down into the zone. Anthony loses his footing behind the net, but Oktiabrski's there to gather the puck. Oh man, there's a puck's loose in front. Oh man, they chip it over and they score. Turnover behind the net. Costed the Raptors on that one. 3-2 Cape Fear, 18 seconds left in the second. Raptors struggle to clear the puck from behind the net. Created a turnover right in front. And Cape Fear capitalized. DiLorenzo wins the draw, sends it over to McPhee. McPhee's got it on his stick. He ends up being able to clear, so he sends it down and along the boards. McLam in pursuit down here in the corner. McLam gathers the puck, sends it over to the front. This is the Cape Fear player. McPhee in pursuit. Try to clear it over along the boards. As the second period expires, we got 3-2 Raptors. Some good bounces for the Raptors that period, and a few turnovers cost them. On the ice to start the third period, we got Waldron, Doss, Anaya, Oktiabrski, and Hollingworth. 3-2 Raptors to start the third. Waldron takes the draw to center to send it over to Doss, but the Cape Fear player intercepts it. Ends up playing it to Anaya. Anaya gets it over to Doss. Doss carries it into the zone. Carries it deep and tries to send a crosser that doesn't quite get through. Right there in the back of the net by Anaya. Anaya does a good job of chipping it to keep it in there. Right back there by Waldron. They try to clear it over. It goes to the stick of Doss. Doss out to Oktiabrski. Oktiabrski sends it over towards the net. Oh, good shot, but it goes just a little bit wide. Anaya there to meet the defender. They keep it in. They try to clear. End up being able to carry it out of the zone. Carrying it towards Hollingworth. They got 2-on-2. Makes a nice cross pass. Oktiabrski's there to meet him. Kicks it with his skate over to the boards. Ends up sending it forward. Doesn't quite clear the zone. They dump it back down and along the back. Hollingworth in pursuit down here along the boards. Anaya and Hollingworth scrapping with it along the boards. Anaya comes up with it, sends a crosser, doesn't quite get over there to Doss, but Doss is going to have an opportunity for a breakaway. He carries it into the zone. He's got Waldron with behind him. Doss with a shot. Scores! Awesome shot by Doss right over top of the glove. 4-2 Raptors. Good play along the boards here by Hollingworth and Anaya to be able to come up with the puck and make a nice sauce over to the stick of Doss, who had snuck behind the defender, carried it into the zone and finished the play. 4-2, 14 minutes left in the third. On the ice comes DiLorenzo. Wolf, Anthony goes a little bit between his legs, but DiLorenzo uses his speed to go gather the puck on his own and carry it into the zone. Met there by 2 defenders, and they're able to chip it back out. Hoover patiently holds the puck to try to chip it forward to wait for DiLorenzo to clear the zone. Ends up going up over to the Cape Fear player, who walks into the zone for a shot off the glove of Medlin with a great save, gathered by Anthony behind the net. Anthony carries it from behind the net and carrying it up the ice. Sends it up to the stick of Wolf. Wolf makes a drag to try to get it around the defender, but he's met there and chipped backwards. They try to send it back down into the zone. Anthony puts a stick on it to keep it out. They gather to send it back in. Goes over to the stick of Hoover. Hoover sends it forward. Possession gained in the neutral zone by Cape Fear. Met there by DiLorenzo and Wolf. Carried into the zone. Thompson makes a crosser. Oh, the cross goes right there, but Hoover breaks it up so they didn't get an easy shot. Good, another break up there in front by Anthony and Hoover. Puck still loose. Hoover gathers the puck and sends it forward to Felmley. Felmley met there by a defender. Hoover gathers it again, sends it up to DiLorenzo's stick. DiLorenzo makes a drag but gets tripped up at center ice. Puck's laying loose. Regathered and brought into the zone by Cape Fear. Hoover there again to break it up, and Anthony. Anthony makes a nice chip forward, but the puck comes forward, dribbles down into Medlin, who covers. 12 minutes and 49 seconds left in the third. Raptors making a change. Waldron, McLam, McPhee, Robinson, and Oktyabrsky. Waldron wins the draw, and it goes over to McLam. McLam cuts forward but pushes the puck into the defender. Defender sends it back down into the corner to Oktyabrsky. Oktyabrsky sends it forward, but I think see if somebody touched it or if it's going to be an ice. It's an ice. Coming back. Waldron going to take the draw in the Raptor zone. Wins it back. Oh, wins it to the side. Gathers it himself. Chips it back to Oktyabrsky. Tries to clear it. Ends up going off the skate of the ref and gets cleared in front back to the player. Oktyabrsky luckily comes across and chips it again. He gathers it and sends it along the boards and try to get it over to McLam. Oh, it goes and makes another weird bounce. Oktyabrsky again in the corner. Makes a nice little chip forward. Doesn't quite clear the zone. Cape Fear tries to send it on a crosser. Robinson's going to gather it along the boards here, see if he can get it out. Chips it forward up to McPhee. McPhee drags it and gets it out of the zone. Gathers possession over to Waldron. Waldron pursuing into the zone, carries it up the right side. Met there by a defender, still has it, carries it down into the corner. Backtracks and loses possession. McPhee on a nice back check chip. Cape Fear tries to send it on a crosser right to the stick of Oktyabrsky, carries it behind the net. Sends it up along the board to McLam. With the stick of McLam. McLam's got it forward. McLam and Waldron carrying it. McLam over to Waldron. Waldron's got McPhee with him. Waldron with a sauce to McPhee. It's a little bit far behind him. McPhee's going to get a shot back over to Waldron. McLam scores! Great puck play there. Waldron to McPhee. McPhee with an excellent pass back to Waldron and rips it home. 5-2 Raptors. Started in the back end. Oktyabrsky made a nice play to get it chipped out over to McLam. McLam made a nice play to Waldron. Waldron gained the zone and got it over to McPhee. McPhee sent it back and they finished the play. DiLorenzo with the win. A little bit too far behind Doss. They chip it down into the corner. Hoover and Hollingworth down in the corner. Hollingworth gains possession and sends it forward to the stick of Anaya. Anaya can't quite gather it. Still pushing it along the boards. Hollingworth back again in the corner. Tried to send it up to Anaya. Leaks forward into Doss. Doss chips it forward. He's got Anaya and DiLorenzo on the forward push if they can get there. A little bit too far for Anaya. Carrying it behind the net. Met there by DiLorenzo behind the net, but he ends up being swinging wide. Doss keeps it in, right to the stick of Doss. Doss is going to have Anaya on the crosser too. Doss with a shot, but ends up going off of the neck of the goalie. Cape Fear carries it up into the zone. Anaya in pursuit. Anaya putting the pressure on it. Lets him not cleanly bring it into the zone. Anaya gains possession again. Tries to send it across, but a weird bounce ends the puck ends up making it in front off the stick of Hoover. Cape Fear keeps it down into the corner. DiLorenzo's down there in the corner to gather it. Makes a crosser to get it out. Oh, almost got it up in front for Anaya for another break chance, but gathered in the zone in the neutral zone, by Cape Fear. Met there by Anaya. Ends up making it through off the stick of DiLorenzo. They sweep around Hoover. Make another move around Hollingworth. Oh, Hollingworth makes a nice little poke to be able to keep it there. Puck goes behind Medlin and in his pads. He covers it up. Good play there by Hollingworth to get back and get a stick on that puck so she couldn't get a clear shot on the net. On the ice comes Waldron, Wolf, Anthony, Felmley, and Robinson. Draw coming in the Raptor zone. 10 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third. 5-2 Raptors. Cape Fear wins the draw, tries to send it back. They couldn't quite clear the zone. They keep it in the zone. Oh, a weird bounce comes right to him. Goes to Robinson. Robinson over to Waldron. Waldron tries to clear, can't quite get it out. Tries to get it up to Wolf. Wolf wasn't there quite in time. It ends up sending it back in along the boards to Anthony. Anthony's got the puck. Carries it forward. Sends it forward into the neutral zone. Cape Fear has it in the neutral zone. They try to chip it forward and send it into the bench. Draw will come just outside the zone. Maybe at center. 9 minutes, 54 seconds left in the third. 5-2 Raptors. They take the draw. Waldron takes the draw. Gets it over towards Felmley. Lose possession going towards the middle. Waldron in pursuit over and towards the corner. They try to enter the zone. They can't quite clear it out of the zone. Goes the stick of Robinson. Robinson tries to clear the zone. Can't quite get it out. Cape Fear gathering in. They had numbers. Going to get a clear shot on Medlin. Medlin with a good save and covers. Raptors making a change. On the ice coming to Lorenzo, McPhee, McLam, Hollingworth, and Oktyabrsky. Going to take a draw down here in the Raptor zone. 9:33 left in the third. Cape Fear wins the draw. They send it back to the point. They try to get it down in the net. Ends up deflecting down into the corner. Ooh, they get a chance to come right in front. Oh, the puck's loose in front, but they fan the shot ends up going off of Hollingworth. Chip down into the corner. Oktyabrsky in the corner. Tries to send it forward to McLam. Intercepted by Cape Fear, who puts the puck right on the net and covered by Medlin. Draw coming in the Raptor zone. 9 minutes, 15 seconds left in the third. Lorenzo to take the draw. Cape Fear wins it over towards the boards. They put the puck right on the net. Oh, good save by Medlin. Went off of his stick and chipped down into the corner. Another shot on the net, but goes just wide. Oktyabrsky there to gather it. Can't clear the zone. Kept in by Cape Fear. McPhee tries to clear the zone. Can't quite get it out. They send it back in. Some patient puck play. They send it high, over down into the corner. Met there by Oktyabrsky, who gathers it, sends it up to McLam. McLam tries to gather it, sends it over to McPhee. McPhee makes a toe drag and has some ice. Going to take it up the right side and into the zone. He carries it. Pauses at the top. Makes 2 toe drags. Still has possession. Ends up being met there by 2 defenders. Cape Fear carrying the puck into the other way. They carry it into the neutral zone. They gain the zone. They're going to get a shot. Good save by Medlin. Blasted wide off of the blocker. Met down here by DiLorenzo. Hollingworth chips it over into the corner. Met there. They try to center it. Oktyabrsky kicks it from center, but fans on the pass behind the net, but regathers it himself. Carries it up out of the zone. As they send it forward to McPhee. Off the stick of McPhee. McPhee's got it. Carrying it down into the Raptor zone. Puck's held out wide, ends up going down, but DiLorenzo comes over to help. Sends it up there high to Oktyabrsky, who's going to walk down and take a shot. Rips it over towards the net, but doesn't quite make it through traffic. Cape Fear tries to gather the puck. DiLorenzo ends up taking them down. Everybody falls, gathered into the neutral zone. They make a sweep down around Oktyabrsky. Hoover putting pressure in the corner. Medlin kicks it over into the corner, behind the net. Oktyabrsky behind the net. Cape Fear still gathers the puck. They go to the top of the triangle in the high slot. They send it, still have possession in the high slot. Go around McLam. Hoover's there to meet it to chip the puck. Oh, the nice pass down, and oh, great save by Medlin. Oktyabrsky has a chance. He kicks it over into the corner. He's there to fight. Right over to the stick of DiLorenzo. DiLorenzo carries it, gathers it into the neutral zone. Tries to make a sweeper own, loses his edge. Possession gain there. Robinson coming off the bench. Tries to make a play. Doesn't quite get there. Hoover with a nice play to break it up. Hoover down into the corner. Cape Fear gains possession. Goes to the top of the triangle. Robinson sticks there to chip it forward to Doss. We got Doss and Ian McPhee pursuing the other way. Doss with a nice sweep around the player. He gathers the zone. He has an eye with him. Shot by Doss. Goes over top of the net. Anaya tries to send it across. A little bit too far for Waldron. Cape Fear gathers the zone. Hoover makes a play over to try to break it up. Doesn't quite get there. Oop, makes a little move around Robinson. Cape Fear still has the thing. Decides to send it on the net. Kick save by Medlin. Cape Fear gathers it down in the corner. Hoover in pursuit in the corner. Hoover's able to chip it forward to Anaya. Anaya gains possession. Tries to chip it forward. He gets it over to Waldron. Waldron's going to gain the neutral zone with the puck. Broken up a little bit by Cape Fear. Waldron gathers possession. Tries to send it over in front to Doss. Oh, and it goes off of the goalie. We'll see what we got for a call coming here. I think Cape Fear is going to be going to the box. Raptors will be on the power play. 6:19 left in the third. 5-3. Waldron made a crosser to Doss, and somewhere in there ended up getting tied up. And a splash against Cape Fear. All right, staying on the ice for the power play, we got Waldron, Doss, Anaya, Hoover, and Robinson. Waldron to take the draw down in the Cape Fear zone. Gets tied up, but Cape Fear ends up getting the possession backwards. Goes over to the stick of Waldron. Waldron has possession. Sends it over to Hoover. Hoover at the point, tries to send it in through traffic, doesn't quite make it through, goes off the stick of Waldron. Waldron gathers possession again down into the corner. Carries it in the corner, tries to send it over to Doss, but it's broken up there by Cape Fear. They gain possession and try to get it out. Try to send it forward, it gets through the skate of Robinson. Hoover gathers it in the neutral zone, carries it forward. Uses her speed to gain the zone. Goes through a defender, makes two sweeps. But then broken up, Waldron chips it to try to keep it in. They get around, Anaya's right there. Anaya stops it at the board. He sends it in, but right to the stick of the Cape Fear player. Anaya keeps it in again, sent back out by Cape Fear. Over to the stick of Hoover. Hoover sends it forward. Anaya gains possession in the neutral zone. Got Waldron and Doss with him. He takes the left side. Tries to center it right into the defender. Cape Fear gathers it behind the net. Anaya's there to meet him. Puck a little bit too far for Hoover. She pursues it up the boards. She gains possession in the neutral zone. Sends it over to Doss. Doss carrying in the neutral zone. Tries to send it forward, but gets tied up. He and Waldron are tied up there. They get possession and dump it, and they're going to make a change. On the ice is coming Felmley and Wolf. And Hollingworth and DiLorenzo. Cape Fear has the possession behind the net. They try to stretch it forward, but it goes off their stick. Hollingworth's there to meet him and chip it forward. But Felmley was down in the zone, and it's an offsides. 5 seconds left in the power play. 4:54 left in the third. 5-3 Raptors. Draw coming at center. We got DiLorenzo, Wolf, Felmley, Hollingworth, and Anthony on the ice. DiLorenzo wins it, gathers it himself, carries it outside. Decides to dump it down in the corner, and that'll let the penalty expire. Cape Fear comes back to full strength. They gather it behind the net. Met there by Felmley. They chip it around him. They're able to clear the zone. They carry it into the zone. Met there by Anthony. They try to make the crosser right to the stick of Hollingworth. Hollingworth tries to clear, but can't get it out. Cape Fear carries it back down into the corner. Hollingworth meets him there again. Oh, the puck comes right in front. Good poke check there by Medlin to keep it outside. DiLorenzo carries it, clears the zone, carries it into the neutral zone. Cape Fear ends up coming up with possession, trying to dump it down in, right to the stick of Hollingworth. Hollingworth's going to send it forward. Ends up able to clear the zone. Felmley trying to keep it out, but Cape Fear gets possession. They carry it into the zone for a shot. Hollingworth stick right there to break it up. Oh, they do get a shot on the net and saved by Medlin. Draw is going to come in the Raptors zone. 3:58 left in the third. 5-2 Raptors. DiLorenzo wins it over to the board, gathers it himself, tries to send it forward, but the Cape Fear player meets him there. They play the top of the triangle, but right to Hollingworth right there to break it up. Can't get it out of the zone. They're carried in. Met there by Anthony. Anthony goes down, but ends up being able to kick the puck outside. Gets it down here to Hollingworth. Hollingworth sends it forward to the stick of Wolf. Wolf makes a drag to carry forward. He clears his own, tries to send it up to Felmley, but met there by a defender. DiLorenzo on the back check. Cape Fear's able to dump it down along the boards. Hollingworth able to gather it. Sends it forward. Makes a nice little sauce pass up off of the stick of DiLorenzo, but they couldn't quite clear the zone. Pressure here by Anthony. No call on the takedown. It was clean. We got Hollingworth tied up in the corner down here. Try to chip it forward. Hollingworth able to clear it back. A little bit long for the stick of Wolf. DiLorenzo gathers possession to clear the zone. Crossing over to get out of the zone. Gains it into the neutral zone. Carries it forward into the zone, but loses possession as he tries to make a move. Felney there to chip and keep it in. That's the stick of DiLorenzo, who tries to cross over, but ends up going behind the net. Wolf in pursuit in the corner, but ends up missing it. Possession by Cape Fear. They push it forward. Taking it to Robinson in the zone. Robinson able to break it up. Over to the stick of Akiaberski. Akiaberski's tied up. Cape Fear comes in possession. They got a 2-on-1 chance. Save by Medlin. Great glove save by Medlin. On the ice comes Waldron, McPhee, McLam, Robinson, and Akiaberski. Draw going to come down here in the Raptors zone. 2 minutes, 26 seconds left in the third. Waldron wins the draw back to Akiaberski. Akiaberski sends it forward. Can't quite clear the zone. It goes a little bit too far for McLam. They dump it back in. It's going to go over to Robinson. Robinson using some speed to get in the corner, but taken over by a Cape Fear player. Waldron's there to meet him. They try to make the cross. It goes off the skate of Akiaberski. Akiaberski sends it forward. Can't quite clear the zone, but it's going to go to McLam. Oh, and they're able to keep it in. Robinson chips it. Chips it to Waldron. Oh, Waldron's pass to McPhee ends up going off the stick of Cape Fear and a turnover in the zone for a chance. Oh, great save by Medlin. Puck's loose in front and they put it in. Turnover by Waldron, getting out of the zone, created an opportunity going the other way. 5-3, Raptors. 1 minute, 54 seconds left in the third. Medlin made the initial save, but on the rebound, they ended up being able to put it in. Timeout by Cape Fear. Needed to just carry that one out of the zone so that they couldn't come back in and it would have been offsides. Cape Fear made a good play. Minute 54 left in the third, coming out of a timeout. We've got Waldron, McLam, McPhee, Hoover, and Anthony. See if the Raptors can close this one out. Waldron going to take the draw at center. Wins it over to McPhee. McPhee ties it up and able to get possession and send it forward. McLam there to make a little play to keep it in. Waldron ends up getting possession. It's clear in the zone. Get tied up a little bit. Cape Fear ends up coming up with it and carrying into the neutral zone. They carry it into the zone with some speed. They get over for a shot. Goes off the leg of Hoover. Deflects wide. Anthony gains possession. Is able to chip it forward and clear the zone. Good. McPhee's there to meet him. End up able to tie it up enough. McPhee scrapping along the boards. Cape Fear trying to carry it in. McPhee goes down. He and Waldron are there to try to scrap for it. Cape Fear comes up with the possession. They end up being able to get a shot off, but it goes wide of the net. Hoover in pursuit down in the corner. Hoover able to tie it up enough to allow them to not get a shot off. They send it forward. It's a great pass by Cape Fear. Oh, shot comes in and it caroms wide. Thompson with the shot. Goes off the chest of Medlin. Puck there. Oh, he rips it wide of the net. Another good opportunity, and we got a whistle coming. Got a Cape Fear player down at center ice. We'll take a break for a second. player gets up on their own and off the ice. Minute 3 left in the third. Cape Fear was running with an empty net. Now a late call's coming in, and they're calling the Raptors for a slash. I believe they sent McLean to the box. So we got Waldron, Oktiabrski, DiLorenzo, and Robinson in there to try to kill off this last minute. 6-on-4. Shot goes over top of the net. Played down into the corner. Robinson pursuing it down into the corner. Cape Fear plays it along. Still have possession behind the net. Oktiabrski, they're able to send it in front. The shot goes just a little bit wide. Robinson meets in there behind the net. She tries to clear it over in. Got the triangle going. Sends it over right in front. Waldron there to lift the stick. Able to get the puck out. DiLorenzo clears it out of the zone. 37 seconds left. Waldron in pursuit. They drop it down into the zone, but it's an offsides. Good call there. That guy was definitely offsides. 33 seconds left in the third. 5-3 Raptors. Empty net at the other end. 6-on-4 because of the penalty. Waldron to take the draw. Brings it over to the side, but being able to gain the zone with it. Shot right on Medlin. Medlin glove save. Waldron are going to take the draw down here in the zone. We got DiLorenzo, Robinson, Oktiabrski. Waldron wins the draw, wins it forward to himself, tries to clear the zone, gets it out, able to clear the zone. Cape Fear tried to dump it back in. We got 22 seconds. Oktiabrski breaks it to keep it forward. Waldron gains the zone with the puck into the neutral zone, chips it out. Ends up being clear. Cape Fear gathers it in. Medlin kick save wide, off the blocker. DiLorenzo down in the corner. Cape Fear using the shoulder to try to take DiLorenzo out. He ends up standing up to it and chipping over to Oktiabrski. Tied up behind the net. We got 4 seconds, and this one's going to expire, and the Raptors are going to take it 5-3. There we go. Gutsy win by the Raptors. Another great day for Medlin in the net. This will be the last broadcast until after the holidays. So Merry Christmas to everybody. Go Raptors. And until next time, go Bills.